Sorry, Jess. Like, you're both watching with a 5 second delay anyway, so.
Oh, that's fine. As long as
Right.
the stream actually works, I'm
We should
actually
do.
very happy.
I know too much about all the streaming stuff.
So, I've got to try and find this game.
Right, do you want me to tell you how to do that quick, or you got?
Yeah, go for it. Because I've never done these.
2 seconds.
What, maybe?
Yeah, if you go to watch, go
Yep.
to tournaments.
Tournaments.
Oh, sorry, I'm stretching.
I suspect of KBJ.
Oh, yeah.
Watch tournaments, and then if you go to tournaments, and then go to
Amateur, I'm guessing?
amateur Europe, it's
Oh, yeah.
literally a few pages down.
A few pages.
Oh, a few.
Need to go to Europe as well. The default
Literally,
North America.
yeah. Go to Europe on the amateur thing. It's literally one big scroll. The Goon National 2022. You can also type that in the tournaments. The Goon, yeah, GOONTI National. You can type that in.
Where'd it go?
It's in the top right is search field.
Yeah, just there it is. Stop! What the fuck? Stop moving. There we go.
Yeah, it's really weird.
So that's that one. So this is the one that's watching now.
Also post your streaming Goon in the Goon stream thing.
Oh yeah, I need to post that.
Quickly post it.
Radiant team's turn to pick.
I never got to do this. I've never been able to do this. I get to finally do it.
Right. I'm gonna disappear now. Good luck.
Yep. Cheers, guys.
I don't know if Jess is
Yeah,
probably
but-
joining you. Watching
Oh,
it.
yeah, I'm ready to
Yeah.
cast.
Well,
Good luck, boys. Have fun.
yep. It's going to be interesting.
You'll be fine.
Absolutely.
We need to change our settings in
That's-
game, don't we?
10 seconds
Oh,
remaining.
No,
yeah.
you don't. You
No,
change
we're,
settings.
we're not really casting the
You're
game.
not actual
Ah,
properly
okay.
casting.
Seconds remaining.
You just needed VODs on, so then Jonas can steal the video later.
That's fair
Team's
enough.
turn to ban.
So,
Literal
who do we
videos
have
too.
here? Goon Special
So we've got-
Forces and the
yeah.
Whip.
We've got the fan favorite Goon Special Forces against the work in progress. And Goon Special Forces already coming out with some classic picks and Venomancer in Chikiro.
It is. I can turn off like settings, don't I, to stop messages coming through.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
How do I do that? Is it Steam that one or?
Yeah. All right. I'm disappearing. I'll see you guys later.
Okay,
Right.
night. I've got no idea how to turn that off. Oh, fuck it. Everyone's going to see my DMs.
Excellent.
Hello, Arab. Welcome to the Clown Shit Show. So, yeah, this is going to be an
10
interesting
seconds
game,
remaining.
I'd say.
Yeah, we've got Klaus drafting for the Goon Special Forces. No surprise there, because the only one with literally any MMR. And Paragon drafting for the work in progress.
So here's a question for you. Do you think it was a massive mistake by the Whip to not ban out Silencer,
Radiant team's turn to ban.
given that Clavs loves to play it mid?
Does he? I don't think I've seen him playing it that much. But it might come back to bite them in the ass. But for now, they're going for the support picks. Got some bans coming out on the Enigma and the Luna. Clearly afraid of facing some team fight there.
Oh, they can hear everything twice. I have no idea how to fix that. Why are they hearing everything twice?
I have no idea.
Is that any better? Oh wait.
Oh,
It's
it's
only
just
banana.
banana.
Oh,
It's literally
fuck's
banana
sakes, banana.
hallucinating. Freaking classic.
Sort your shit out, making me change my settings, which probably messes everything up.
CK ban from the Goon Special Forces, batting out a lot of cores here on both sides. So one interesting tidbit I've heard is that it is going to be KBJ playing +1 for Goon Special Forces. And I've seen him practice some cores with varying success. Might even Kevin Crawling might have been practicing for the Goon International, nobody knows.
Did I just hear right? You just said KBJ +1.
I believe that's what I've heard.
That is a terrifying image.
It is. It absolutely is. By now, it's actually Sinister being banned out by the Goon Special Forces, so Cloud's clearly not planning on playing that today.
I really hope he does now. I want to see it.
Yeah, I guess +1 KBJ is going to be sidewalled. I think he's done it a couple times in the in-house with little success. I don't think he's been very successful with it. That's a Dave Elder Titan coming out. There's no question about that. Absolute god on the hero.
Do you reckon they should have banned that? Actually done their research, or do you think they're coming in a bit too confident?
I'm wondering what they're targeting with these bans, because looking at this Goon Special Forces team, like obviously Witch Doctor is a KBJ targeted ban, which is not going to work if he's playing the +1. So that's lacking information on the work in progress side there. The Shadow Fiend and Enigma bans, I'm not really sure they're expecting to play those. There's Wraith King, I'm guessing that's the KBJ Wraith King. It's the only carry I've ever really seen him play. With patch coming out for work in progress, which could be literally on everyone. Everyone lost a bit of punch. Do
you reckon that's going to be a mid-pudge or off-lane?
With these current picks, it could really be both. I think they might wait for the... Is it going to be Radiant first picking their mid, or... Because if it's Radiant first picking mid, they might wait it out and just like see which where they fancy the mid matchup, or want to pick something else.
It should be Dire picking mid first.
Okay, well then it could still go either way. They could. It's probably just what they fancy. Don't know work in progress team well enough to know who's playing what position on that. I reckon random guys probably playing support. Shallot might be carry, but so might Paragon. I reckon either one of those is going to go mid and the other is going to go +1. It's probably Clav's mid for Goon Special Force, I would say. So Dave is likely going to be an offlaner on this Elder Titan. And I would expect a Chrono Chikiro and a Mith Venomancer.
So what are you thinking for the last picks? What would you pick?
Let me think.
Dire team's turn to pick.
Because if I look at Radiant, I don't see a lot of instant lockdown.
No, they're definitely lacking on that department. So, I mean, I know Clavs does like his Death Prophet mid, but obviously that doesn't fix the lockdown issue. Although they're also going to get the information of Fire picking their mid first, obviously. Which should be coming out pretty soon. And I've got quite a bit of reserve time left.
And there was the sniper ban, so they've always got that out of the way. Everyone knows Goons can't beat that mid.
That's true. It's also a choice spec for most of the Goons playing mid. We're going with the Skyrath mate, so that's probably a patch off lane then.
Just bear with me 1 second. Something I've wanted to do for a very long time and haven't been able to do it in a while. There we go.
It's time out the nest. It is time out the nest. Excellent. It's a good choice.
10 seconds remaining.
Ah, that felt good.
5 seconds remaining.
So into the
Skywrath.
Skywrath.
Okay,
It's
that is interesting.
wondering what they're planning to pick into that.
Well, is Pugna banned? He's not.
It's not. It could be. It could also still be that Death Prophet. 'Cause we know Claps likes to play that.
He really does. Ooh, they
It's
got
Razor.
Razor.
It's also a Claps classic, a classic, if you will.
I do like the Razor pick.
And it is KBJ Wraith King. Got random guy on the Skywrath actually. Shallot going for the Shadow Shaman and Paragon on the Juggernaut. It's actually Chrono on the Venomancer, Mith on the Jakiro. So should be an excellent game.
I like the look of this, I do.
Timorous Prawn gonna be what is likely the offlane patch.
So, we have Chrono, Veno, Mith, Jakiro, Dave on his signature Titan, a KBJ Wraith King, and a Clavs Razor for the Goon Special Forces. And do you want to do the intro for dieting?
We've got Shallot on his Shadow Shaman. We've got the Volcani Earthshaker, Paragon on his signature Juggernaut. And the fucking big and faces moved out of the way for me. We've got Timorous Prawn on the Pudge and a random guy on the Skywrath Mage. Should be a cracker of a game, really.
Now, first thing I want to do is just shame this Pudge,
Prepare for battle.
because his cosmetics are weak for the Pudge.
Oh yeah, this is not a good cosmetics game from Timorous Prawn.
Now, if this was an
Rest of
in-house,
his
that should be a
team-
-2 KBJ straight away.
Rest of his team that is picking up the slack. There's some good cosmetics on the rest of them. Timorous Prawn clearly not carrying his weight.
So it does look like we are going for a smoke gank at bottom.
Yeah, there's a 5-man smoke coming out from the work in progress boys, trying to set up here for
The
the
Shadow Shaman was late to the
rune.
Ideally, you'd want him up front, wouldn't you?
Goon Special Forces so far not venturing into this jungle yet. I think they might be wise to this, so I think they might set up for the other side of the runes.
30 seconds to battle.
KBJ thinking about moving that direction, but Claps possibly warning him not to go there. Yeah, they are picking out the runes on the other side now. They're going to go for this. So the smoke from working in progress likely not going to lead to anything here.
That early orbs definitely caught them, so that's
yeah,
failed gank and the failed smoke by Whip.
But it does mean they just split runes 2 on 2, going into the laning phase pretty even.
So here's a question for you. Which side do you prefer going for runes on? If you're dire, do you prefer going top or bottom?
I mean, I usually prefer bottom because it's that invades. I feel like on the Radiant side, you've got a lot of ways to go around it. So I usually like that approach.
Where is it? Oh, thank you, Yoso, for screwing with me there.
Denied.
So, let's get some last hits and denies going. Got Cloud's going for an early little stuff on the damage, although it doesn't really matter against the Skywrath.
No, he's not really using his right clicks, mostly relying on that arcane bolt to do the damage. But obviously it is gonna give Claps a little bit of extra damage to work with for this last hit. So far, Claps leading slightly in the last hit. Has still got a couple creeps of first wave left as well.
We did get a first and second blood up top. Looks like a trade. Chrono for Shallot.
Chrono traded out for Shallot. with one kill going the way of Chrono and the other towards Paragon. Obviously, Chrono losing out there for giving the first blood before he got his own kill. So I think Paragon will be plenty happy with that.
I mean, say what you want. KBJ rocking top of CS at the moment.
He's bringing it.
8-5. He is schooling.
Obviously, yeah. Obviously, the double melee lane of Pudge and Shaker, very good to lane into with the Jakiro. Can do a lot of harass with the dual breath and the liquid fire. Although KBJ now blocked off by the Fisher from Volcani, he's trying to get out, trying to juke through the trees.
You don't care. Pudge is rotting himself down. That's a straight kill.
Yeah, Timorous Prawn is doing a lot of damage to himself here, trying to get these creeps, not turning the rod off. And he is now down to 300 HP with Pudge's 2 armor. That is going to be rough against Raven.
That is a kill on Prawn, with no question.
Volcani getting the courier snipe up here.
Up top we have Chrono getting very low, and Shallot, Dave Yognot's giving him the twats. Both make it out unscathed though. Yeah, sorry about that, Salah. I'll try not to tell out too much.
This mid matchup is going further and further into Klaus' directions, leading Random Guy by 5 creeps now, and Random Guy, more importantly, getting very low on the mana, so it's gonna be out of harassing power pretty soon. I'm guessing he's bringing something. He's bringing his bottle out right now, which is gonna give him some extra mana to work with, which he is definitely gonna need to close his gap with Klaus.
I do like what Random Guy is going for. He's going straight for the no tallies at the start. Give him that extra bit of int, which really helps amp up the Arcane Bolt. And given not really many of the Raging heroes have great intel gain, it's going to start beefing up his damage. Oh, Chrono is really pushing his luck up top. He is dropping low.
Up in the top lane, Paragon doing very well in the CS with 16 last hits to 12 denies.
That is a lot of denies.
There's a lot of denies. It's a lot of experience from Dave slimming through his hands right there. Well, on the bottom lane, Kyle decently keeping up with 15 last hits, 5 denies. Decent last hits across most of the cores, except Random Guy slightly falling behind Clams in the mid lane.
So it looks like it's fairly quiet at the top. And down the bottom we've got...
Yeah, Chrono just went back to base, does not have a TP to come back in. He's not happy about his walk of shame.
Oof. Oh, they've gone on Timorous Prawn at the bottom. Pudge has no out, but looks like Volcani's trying to save him. The hook comes in.
Hooks KBJ into the tower, but KBJ gets the last bit. Gets killed in current turn by Volcani. Volcani and Mith both walking away from that engagement.
Level 1 enchant totem. Beautiful damage.
So it's going to be some good experience for Volcani here. Mith actually still playing the sides of the lane. Doesn't really want to get close to these creeps. Might be able to snag a few last hits if he does. But nothing go for him. Timorous Prawn back into the lane. KBJ also coming right back in. Oh, we got some fighter going up in the top. Shallot going down to the punches from Dave Yognot. Paragon trying to spin him down, but gets juked with Dave circling around the tree there. Dave, meanwhile, bringing out a ring of Bassi, gets some extra mana for his team. Chrono's probably gonna like that. He does like the Gale.
For how much Dave Yognot's Elder Titan is respected, then I'm surprised he's not doing so well. He's only 7 CS.
He's also keeping his ring of Bassi in his backpack right now. I should probably swap that one in, but there we go, does it. Chrono meanwhile gets gone on by Shallot trying to pull. Does walk away from it, but Paragon is going to be able to clean up this camp, most likely in the wave.
Again by KBJ.
KBJ just walking away from that one.
Oh,
meanwhile, Claps rotating in.
Volcani
comes in with Eye of the Storm. Saps down Volcani. He's going to chase after Timorous Prawn and probably going to get him. Spot is not
That's a
fast
double
enough
build.
to
That
outrun
is
him.
fantastic rotation.
That was a
by
very
Klaus.
good rotation by Klaus. Well done.
He's got the world on his shoulders here, and he's doing his best to carry it.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, Paragon continuing to storm ahead on these last hits. Now 35 last hits to 14 denies. To Dave Yognot's 11 and 1. He is absolutely suffering in this lane.
So, what are your thoughts on the Maelstrom versus Battle Fury build for Jug these days?
I mean, they're both options, but I think, especially with this kind of start, I would potentially favor the Battle Fury, but I mean, the Maelstrom obviously has the advantage of being able to be built into a Mjolnir, given the attack speed that Jug desperately needs. Let's see how that progresses. Yeah, Paragon staring at this rune that Shallot's trying to deny.
Chrono's just
Goes
dead
for a
there.
spin up on Chrono.
Oh, but he does not have mana for his Omni Slash.
Chrono goes down.
So he doesn't need it to take down Chrono.
Doesn't need it.
I think if Dave stayed a bit longer and he had the mana, that would have definitely been an Omni Slash. Straight kill on Dave. I apologise for stream if there are any lag issues or frame drops. This is my first time streaming, so I will have a look at these settings later on and see if we can get them fixed. Oh, that's a lovely possessed mask there, Paragon. Is it Paragon or Paragon?
It is Paragon, but he has changed his name to Paragon, so I'm guessing both work. Meanwhile, random guy in Clavs going into a fight there, random guy dropping the other one, trying to get drop on Clavs. Clavs end up killing him. It's another kill for Clavs. He's building up quite a good position in this game, but still Paragon storming ahead on these last hits. Switching over to net worth, it's Paragon leading with 4,000. Clavs coming in second with 3.6k. And with how the rest of this game is going, Paragon is going to have quite the burden on his shoulders as well in this game, considering the mid is not going the way of work in progress at all. And KBJ
He's
obviously not getting as much out of the lane. Meanwhile, KBJ actually goes down in the bot lane to Timorous, Prawn and Volcani.
Volcani and Timorous Prawn, they are starting to come online. And KBJ is still obviously a early Wave King, so he's just a creep walking at the moment with a bit of a crit. That's an interesting build. He's gone for the 3 Immortal Strike. Not really getting more. Is Immortal Strike the one that gives you the skeletons these days, or is that the Vampiric Spirit?
No, it's Vampiric Spirit that gives you the more skellies. All the Immortal Strike leveling does right now is giving him the crit damage, which is probably not what you want in the early game as the... well, it does help in the lane, getting the extra... because it also allows to cooldown. And since it's on the cooldown that the crit pops, it's good to go to cooldown down. But he is going to need these skellies to farm later.
That's my concern. He's not getting levels in them, so he's relying on his crit to basically get him through the jungle, because he is going to start getting bullied out of lane very shortly. But luckily enough, you do have Clad, who is making a lot of space.
That's true. Clav's now up in the top lane, trying to chase Paragon through these trees. That's Omni Slash. He is still draining him though, so this is damage leaking from Paragon's body. Clav gets picked up by the Mystic Flare there. Volcani also rotating in for this. They're bringing a lot to for this. But getting a kill on Clavs is pretty good.
It saves Paragon again. Allows him to almost have that Maelstrom now. He's about 200 gold off it. Meanwhile, down bot, KBJ is standing still. Is he
potentially...
Oh, he's asleep? No, he's back. He's back. He's back. We got him back.
Yes. Bringing out his gloves of haste now, starting to work on his armlet.
Has anyone ever seen KBJ armor toggle before?
I have not. I'm not convinced we're going to see it in this game. He's throwing out the stun on Timorous Prawn. They're going for this kill, obviously, with Volcani being out of the lane.
The ice path.
They interrupt the
this is death. Yep.
This member with the ice path, and that's an easy kill on Timorous Prawn right
While
there.
up top, next thing committed. Ooh, that was a beautiful ult by a Titan. Spirit doing a lot of damage there, taking out the...
They've picking up the kill on Shallot, but tier 1 does go down to the snakes.
It does, but is it really an important tier 1? You think about it, tier 1's they're just free gold at this point, with how easy they are to take.
Random guy trying to make use of this time of collapse, not being in the lane to get some last hits on himself, but
That
he's
is a
still...
haste ring on Clavs.
Oh yeah, this is bad for Random guy. He's gonna try to kill him, but missed the Mystic Flare. And that's an easy kill for Clavs.
I don't think he cast Mystic Flare then, did he?
He did, he missed it.
Does it just not show if you don't actually hit something with it?
No, it was there, but obviously Clavs running around with a haste. Not a light chance of hitting him at all.
I didn't see it at all on my screen. That was weird.
Diana setting up in his bot lane, Shallot coming in. Timorous Prawn going for the hook, but ends up hooking the creep. Shallot and Volcani laying into KBJ, trying to get him down, get the first life. KBJ comes back, and there's a TP coming in for Clavs. This might be bad for Dire. Clavs comes in with static field, takes out Volcani, gets eaten by Timorous Prawn. But Shallot also goes down to Clavs, and Mith picks up the kill on Volcani. So that ends up being trading the reincarnation for 3 dead heroes on Dire. That's not what they were looking for.
And it looks like a tier 1 tower as well.
Yeah, this opens up Dire to take this tier 1 very easily. 4 does come out, but they are probably not going to be in a position to defend this.
So this is a 14-5 game so far.
Up top, Random guy going for a kill on Chrono. Does seem to be getting him.
Yep, he has definitely got it with that. Those no tallies come in handy. Extra 10 in.
Well, Paragon doing what he can to keep up his farm lead, but he has been passed on the net worth now by Class. So Class building up a lot of momentum here.
Going straight
trying to
BKB
get
as well, so
back in the
it's just
game.
going to snowball even more now.
Oh yeah, with his BKB, the Dire are not going to be able to do anything to him. That's Skywrath, Shadow Shaman, and Earthshaker pretty much not able to do anything against him.
This is to be straight dead. He's taking a lot of damage. Oh, no.
Oh, that's a good Fisher from Volcani though. Trying to save his teammate and probably going to get away with it. That's a nice snake shackle from Shallot. Are they going to get Clash here? Volcani comes in.
Oh no!
Does not have the
what was he doing?
Got him.
Timorous Prawn hooks him out and gets himself killed. Oh my god. That was brilliant.
Ends up being a 3-for-2 exchange in favor of the Goon Special Forces, with both Paragon and KBJ farming up in their respective jungles.
It wasn't
KBJ getting his levels into the...
But Clavs, the kill off him wasn't even that much. Yeah. Roughly the same as Dave Yognot.
KBJ getting his levels in the Scullies now, so he's going to be able to farm this jungle at a decent pace.
Do we have any stacks, do you know? Have you spotted any?
Paragon is farming one in the Ancients right now, one that he probably made himself. I think the same for the stack KBJ is currently farming in his own jungle. Cannot see any other stacks.
Oh, there's one by
right
the
now.
outpost.
Oh yeah, I see it.
On the Dire side, left camp. But it looks like there hasn't been any stacking. Feels a bit disappointing given you know you've got 2 carries who are going to need to come online, get some heavy farm. Oh, we do have a smoke up here by Radiant.
Armlet now completed on KBJ, and then Atos coming in for a random guy. Obviously a staple for the Skywrath, getting the kill with a Mystic Flare.
Oh,
there's a squads from Goon Special Forces running into Timorous Prawn here, and he's probably not going to be able to get out of this one. That's an easy pickup for Goon Special Forces. Meanwhile, Work in Progress trying to make use of this by going for the tier 1 bottom. Shallot, Paragon, and Volcani all committed to this. And probably gonna get it. The Goon Special Forces are looking to consider contesting, but no TP's coming out. There's just all running there. So they're probably gonna get this tower, but hoping to get the jump as they retreat. Class leading charge here with Dave.
They're going for the wraparound.
They're gonna run
Paragon
right into
is looking
Paragon.
for here.
Tries to go for the spin TP. They should not have any cancel for this. They should be safe getting out of there.
They have no
That's
BKB
a good
piercing.
retreat by work in progress. Getting the tower, getting the entire Radiant team over there and getting out without any losses.
So what's your thoughts now? You just seen that Paragon is literally just spun, TP'd out in front of you, not cared. Are you thinking about possibly an early Abyssal for the Wraith King?
I wouldn't probably go for it straight away, but yeah, the spin TP is obviously going to be a thorn in the side of the team because they don't actually have any way to cancel it.
So what items actually are there which do cancel?
I mean, Abyssal is the obvious choice, obviously. I don't think there's too many others to go through BKB. It is a very difficult thing to get through if you don't have any heroes that do it by themselves.
Another smoke by Radiant. They're playing this like pros at the moment.
Trying to get the jump on random guy here. Going with Spirit on other Titan. Smoke breaks on Clash. Try to drop that missing flare, but activates the BKB. Fisher coming in for Volcani, splitting the team up slightly. Chrono getting very low, probably gonna pick up by Volcani. Use the Echo Slam for it, gets Mith as well, or at least tries to, Mith with the Glimmer Cape. Should be safer. Volcani probably gonna go down, as did Shallot earlier to Clash.
Just looking for that Fisher, that hook there. See if he can get anyone on the retreat, but...
Dave Paps and Mith looking to retreat from this one. Gonna be successful. KBJ still farming up in the jungle, getting close to that blink. And probably looking to get involved once he got that.
Remember, that was the first display of the BKB. That's a 9-second one down. You'd hope to get, I think, a bit more out of the BKB usage than just that. Because obviously it was a big fight there. I think he might have been able to get the Skywrath if he pushed. Would have been a bit riskier, but no risk, no reward, I say.
Paragon still farming up towards his Manta. He's pretty close to it. Needs about 300 gold more.
So here's a question for you. Dave Yognot and his build at the moment. He has gone Echo Saber and going straight into Aghanim Scepter afterwards.
I mean, the Aghanim Scepter obviously kind of takes the place of a BKB in the core Elder Titan build, because it makes you spell immune from the Astral Spirit.
And Claire doesn't kill off clouds. Going in. Beautiful split. This is just a wipe. 4-man wipe.
Timorous Prawn trying to eat Dave, but not gonna get away with it. Clash picks up the kill. And it is
4-man kill.
Starting to look pretty grim for work in progress here. The dire lead is... It's not growing, it's still 1k. Paragon's still kind of holding up the work in progress net worth, but he's the only one really doing it. First on the net worth, with the next three being Goon Special Forces heroes.
It is, but if you look at the actual difference between, for example, Dave and a random guy, it's not that much, it's only about 600 gold, which at 20 minutes, it's a minute's worth of farm. I do think that they're not out of it yet. They've still got that chance. All they need is one good juggernaut.
Trying to find the jump here. Paragon actually going in with the spin on Clash. He's going to drain for a lot of damage. He's not going to be able to do anything with his Omni Slash. His Omni Slash hitting for nothing. And Trump jumps out of Clash, gets easily picked up. Timorous Prawn trying to eat Dave. Gets the kill as Clash gets picked up by the missing flare from random guy. Chrono dies to the snakes. Actually turns out to be a good fight for work in progress. With the Jug going down, picking up 4 heroes. That's pretty worth it.
That was very worth it, I would say.
Middle tower shouldn't have to take this abuse.
How is KBJ doing? You'd expect him to be pretty farmed at this point.
He's got the blink ready.
I like that.
So might be looking to get involved from this point. But for now, still farming up the jungle. Maybe looking for another item potentially. But if his team is going to be losing fights like this, it might not be the play.
Yeah, because you've got a blink and armlet. You're thinking at this point, I want to get involved, I want to go fight, get that armlet going, just start murdering people. Because you do a lot of damage with that turned on. Especially with a max.
He might be working towards his level 2 ultimate, which is obviously a large jump in the cooldown from reincarnation, going from 200 seconds to only 130. But yeah, once he's got that, he's gonna need to get involved, or his team is gonna lose what lead they had.
Well, that gold has just gone away. Well, look at this graph. This is a beauty. It is up and down all over the place.
That's an absolutely beautiful graph.
But the win percentage, that
win
is
percentage hovering like between 40 and 60 right now. With 56 going towards work in progress.
Yeah, it's starting to decline very suddenly. I think this is just because Dire team are just farming so much better. Oh, we have a fight in mid.
Flash going in on with a link on Timorous Prawn gets a lot of damage done. 174 extra damage right now. They pick up Timorous Prawn. KBJ's first life goes down, and Shallot gets picked up as well. It's 3 kills for Goon Special Forces so far. And unfortunately, KBJ did not get that ultimate pop after he hit level 12, so it's going to be on cooldown for 3 minutes now. But obviously, big fight for Goon Special Forces is definitely what they needed after that fight in the dark jungle. Gonna go for this tier 2, probably gonna get it, and I think work in progress have any way to defend it.
I'll go straight into Roshan after this. Just turn around, walk straight into the Roshan bit. There's a DD right outside it as well. Everyone knows it's just time when that's there.
There is the DD into Rose, but Dire does have most of their abilities up, only the Echo Slam being down at the moment. They're gonna try to look for Paragon here, maybe. And they're farming up the Dire jungle. Taking the outpost, taking it slow.
I mean, if you're in something like a Roche pit, if you look at all the ults that they do have available, the one you fear is the Echo Slam.
They could definitely get a perimeter around here. You go into Paragon, force out the spin. It's not connect to anything. Goes for the underslice on Dave and Kyle, but spreading damage around to the thing. He's not gonna get anywhere with this, and he goes down.
Volcani's coming in.
Beautiful combo. Save. That's KBJ, whilst the ultimate's still on cooldown.
Meanwhile, Chrono and Mith both caught. They're out.
Mith shackled by Shallot. Taking a lot of damage from snakes, but gets out on the Glamour Cape. As we all know, invisibility means invincibility in these games. Dave trying to make it out through the trees. I haven't found him yet. He could TP here, but he's... Ooh, that might be too late. No, Shallot does not find him.
No.
He's out. Trying to for the scan now, but obviously too late as Dave's already made his way back to base.
You had to have seen him there. Oh my god, that had to. Maybe he's
really
doing his camera in that position.
Yeah, maybe not looking at the right spot. Maybe Dave's just in a perfect spot, hidden by the trees from Shallot's view.
This is 25 minutes in, and we're at 31 kills for KBJ and his team. Which, by the way, don't have a team name in the game. Sort yourself out, team. Turnflake, they're your team, right? Get it sorted.
KBJ currently working towards his BKB. Paragon has finished his Manta by now. He's trying to work towards a Basher, but still leading the net worth charts. So still got everything to play for here.
Well, Dave is 400 gold away from that Aghanim Scepter. That's a big spike for him. We've got a 4-staff being built for Chrono. A second one being built for Mith. They're really playing into that.
Probably gonna expect the shards to come out on Dave after finishing this Aghanim Scepter. The combination of the action shard to get the switch places with the Astral Spirit, as well as the magic immunity from the axe. It's a big spike for the other time. Going up here on Shallot. Shallot's gonna get taken out pretty handily. But for now, it looks like the rest of work in progress have disengaged. Clav's still looking for more, but may not find it.
The gold might be in Dire's favour at the moment, but we all know the clear team fight advantage is going to Radiant. When their ults are up, they're just too scary. Clav's, with his BKB, is just a destroyer at the moment, and he's not far off that refresher. He is 200 gold away.
He's not. There's going to be an extra BKB there, and obviously the extra Eye of the Storm and Static Link. Able to do a lot of damage with that.
Use the travel. I'm not sure this is the right build. I think if you go mid-sky and you want to go bots, you've got to get it early. And you just start rotating, go out to the lanes, push them out, start causing havoc in those lanes. Getting it this sort of late period, I don't know, it just feels like it's a waste of 2,000 gold.
Yeah, I'd maybe prefer seeing him trying to finish up the E-Blade he'd started, just to get the Ethereal Blade against the right-click from KBJ and in this game.
I actually agree with that.
Oh,
I actually like the E-Blade there. The other option
going in on bottom, Clap's going in with the BKB onto Timorous Prawn, gets hooked by Fudge, and gets eaten by the Dismember. They're gonna get him here. That's a good pickup for work in progress. Meanwhile, Paragon spinning onto Chrono, gets Poison Nova, but it does pick up the kill on Chrono. They're chasing for more here. Trying to go for Dave, but he kicks him with Stun. KBJ charging in, wants to use his first life, and there's a lot of fucking damage coming out from this Mith macro fire. That is absolutely huge. Buyback coming in from Shallot.
needs to be walked in and attacked 2 illusions. not the Juggernaut on like 3 times the HP of those illusions, but
Timorous Prawn and random guy picking up the kill on KBJ, and they turned that fight around pretty handily.
Mith on full retreat, although he is thinking about turning here. I think he will die if he tries.
So good defense from Dire there, turning around the push from the Goon Special Forces.
A lot of damage coming out from specifically Mith and the Titan.
Mith's Macropire did a lot of damage in that fight.
Flesh Sheeps are only up to 7 stacks at the moment. So he's not actually been involved that much by the looks of it, only 4, 8 and 4. Kind of low on the participation here by the Pudge.
Chrono's sitting with 11 charges on the Spirit Vessel. He's getting plenty of those, but might want to throw a few more out in the fight. Meanwhile, KBJ working his way towards his BKB. He's like 800 gold above it now. It's probably going to be a big item against these coursers who we were talking about with Claps earlier. Claps, meanwhile, having finished his Refresher Orbs. Going for Lincoln's next, probably against his Patch Eat that keeps getting him in these fights.
Can we see level in here? We can. Let's have a look at the hero levels up at the moment. KBJ is 3rd bottom from hero levels. He is not even level 15 yet.
Only a level 14 on his rating, just picked up on 15, but the only other person on his team lower than him is Chrono, who incidentally just died to a random guy.
If you're going to get caught out alone here, you're just instant food for him.
Absolutely. Clavs, meanwhile, possibly in danger here. Gets Omni Slash, gets hooked, gets eaten. He's dead. That's another kill on the Razor there. KBJ might also be in trouble. Oh, they're walking past him. They found him now. They've seen him. Timorous Prawn going for the hook here. Gonna come up soon, but he's getting blocked by Paragon. That's a good fish from Volcani, catches him. And this might be KBJ going down at least once. Trying to juke into the trees.
It's coming up.
Actually toggle off his armlet. He did toggle the armlet. He did it. He does not have a TP. He's trying to walk out, but doesn't want to get spotted by Paragon. Biding his time here in the trees.
This is the
Timorous
great
still
escape by
looking for him,
KBJ.
but doesn't
He's
find
actually
him.
made
Gets the
it.
blink out. He did it. Didn't even lose his first life in there. That's pretty impressive. But Mith did go down to save his carry there. Meanwhile, Dire going straight into Rose after this, wasting no time. And should be able to take it pretty decently with Clav still being out of the game.
Oh, definitely. Paragon, he's got the Basher, he's got the Maelstrom, he's got Manta, he's starting to hit hard. Roshan going down very quickly. It's beautiful. It looked like Shallot was trying to snipe that then. Sort of little jump in there towards the Aegis as it dropped. Looked like he was trying to take it from Paragon. Would have been hilarious if he did it, but I imagine they did just think maybe trying to stop anyone from jumping in.
KBJ meanwhile has finished his BKB. probably trying to get something more done in these fights. Going for the overwhelming blink next, absolute favorite item from the Goons.
I'm not sure if that's the right play here.
I know,
he
he
swapped
switched it up to Deso now.
Okay.
Does not want to commit for the overwhelming blink.
Do you like the Deso here, or are you thinking maybe something like the Basher might be a better play?
I do like the Deso on the Wraith King, but I would probably have gotten it earlier, and with the start he had, I don't think he would have the time to farm it up between his Armlet and his Blink. So I would probably prefer something else here, but potentially the Basher, because he's still letting that BKB disable.
We do have a smoke from the Dire team here. Shallot, now Paragon leaving the way.
Paragon leading with the Aegis.
He's gonna get spotted.
Smoke broken by KBJ, to know he's up here.
He's got blink. Why did he blink?
Paragon got the spin on him. Tap's coming up with Static Field, tries to drain Paragon. KBJ with the BKB. Claps got hooked out by Timorous, Prawn, gets eaten. But gets off the refresher. Goes in with second Static Link in the stack, second Eye of the Storm. Does go down to Shallot Snakes.
I'd like to point out, KBJ has done nothing this entire team fight.
He just popped on Paragon, but does pick up the kill on Dave Yognot with a random guy. And that's a pretty clean fight, one for Dire there, making use of their Aegis.
So I'm pretty
KBJ,
sure...
the lone survivor, running back to base, has not lost his first life. That's never something you want to see.
I'm pretty sure that fight goes completely the other way if KBJ commits there. Like, yes, he was getting chased, but as soon as the Omnislash happened, he just bolted.
And he uses BKB just to run away, which is not what you're looking for in this game, especially against these magic users like Skywrath, Shadow Shaman, and Earthshaker, who can do nothing against you when you're BKB'd. Especially with Class taking a lot of focus from the enemy team.
If you saw the health of some of those heroes, Shallot was on a sliver of HP. Blink was up, jump in, that's a dead Shadow Shaman.
Macro power laid down for Mith, but gets caught by the Atos and hooked by Timorous Prawn. Probably gonna die here. Goes for the Glimmer Cape, it's not enough. Meanwhile, Volcani is fished out Chrono. Chrono's gonna die as well. Volcani getting very low from these snakes though, dies from the tower.
They are both all in the tower here with the Venerable on them. This is not a good idea. But again,
I mean, they have the healing word up from Paragon, which is gonna get them a bit more to work with.
The most
and I don't think
in the game.
Goon Special Force is not gonna be able to mount the defense against that tier 2 with just 3 of them.
This feels like the game's not the turn the way we expected it to go at the start. It just took them a bit longer to get the flow going.
Absolutely. Early leads from Claps is completely evaporated, with random guy having passed him now in net worth, and Paragon still top of the food chain here. Going for the second tier 2, gonna get it, it's very low.
Only tier 2 left standing is the one on bottom at the moment.
Looks like they're gonna back up for now, gonna run into this DD ruin in the river. Maybe not try to make a play with that.
Okay,
Random guy, no, he does bother it.
Clavs is going for Lincolns.
Still committing for the Lingers, probably still worried about that Patch Dismember, which keeps getting him through his BKB in most of these fights.
At the moment, it is the only thing that is stopping him.
It's true.
However, I imagine very
work in progress, I've seen him there, they're beelining for him, they want him.
He needs to get out.
Paragon gonna try to get him here. But Class wise to this, has 60 piece. Ooh, no, he's gonna go back in, found Shallot.
He is dead.
Being shackled, he's in a lot of trouble right now.
Gonna no way out there. That's just a straight death. That's unlucky for Clavs. But he does buy back, so he can defend if he needs to, but they do have a while to get through, they've got to get through.
This is at the very least, it's gonna be the last tier 2 going down and potentially more.
Does create a bit of space for KBJ to get some more farm though. Only about 2100 away from that Deso. So it's going to be a little while, but you imagine probably at least by 40 minutes you should have it.
Dave, having finished snagging him Scepter now, going in for the Assault Garrus, hasn't opted to go for the Shard, which is usually follow-up to the axe on the Core Idol Titan there. And Star pushes up the wave here, gonna hit the tier 3, trying to force his buyback from Claps. Stump coming out from Dave, but does not hit Paragon because he's in the spin. And Fort's coming out, trying to hold this tier 3 without expanding Claps' buyback, but might not be able to. Shallot choosing not to drop the snakes yet. Could have probably forced the tower with that.
Really drop him when you know they've got glyph potentially.
I know that tower is pretty low. They would not have needed many hits to get there.
Yeah, they probably would have got the tower, but then you've got Clabs coming back. You know your snakes are down, so you can't commit them into a fight if you need to.
Radiant's gathering up here for another smoke. They want to fight off this. Chrono currently leading. As they see the Fisher come in for Volcani, they know where he is. They're gonna try to find someone here, but Dire seems wise to this, are gonna retreat out.
This is very cautious play by Dire. I actually like this, not overstaying their welcome too much. But if they split up, there's a chance they're going to get picked off here.
KBJ still charging into the Dire triangle here. Paragon gonna step up to this wave. No, pivots into the jungle instead.
Oh, here we
They're
go.
very close to each other. Paragon is gonna see KBJ here.
Yep. KBJ
They have found each other.
BKB.
KBJ goes in with the BKB, but he's still fighting the illusion from Paragon. Not get anything out of it. Macropire committed by Mith as well. This is not a good start to the fight. Timorous Prawn hooks in Claps, gets dismembered. This is a disaster for the Special Force. They need to help him here.
Do not pop the pressure. If he pops the pressure,
Claps goes down. KBJ trying to help, but gets his first life popped. Chrono goes down. Mith and Dave are trying to get involved, but not going to be able to get in. KBJ gets taken out. Dave charging in now, trying to get Timorous Prawn, gets him. Gonna go for Volcani next, gets him as well. Dave trying to clean up here, but Paragon going in with Basher. Gets got by the stump though, but picks up a random guy with the Arcane Bolt.
Where was Mith? Where was Mith?
Mith was running back to the base.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
This man right here. Cowardly.
As Dave does his best to salvage that fight, but still probably one that the work in progress are going to be happy with. Random guy and Paragon both surviving, picking up a couple kills. Paragon very close to a Skadi now, needs about 1,000 more.
Yeah,
As KBJ still has not finished his Dasso, it's going to come in very late this game. And the same can be said for Claps' Lincolns, which he still has not started building.
There's going to be a Skadi coming out in the next 10 seconds for Paragon as well. I don't think they've got enough damage to stop him at the moment. I really don't.
Both teams are respawning. Chrono trying to secure the Radiant Triangle with wards, trying to create a bit more space, but they're not. Well, this Dire Observer is going to time out soon.
The little sausage.
That is a quality sausage right there.
It's a beautiful one, isn't it?
Dire all TPing on those outposts, might be looking for a smoke.
Meanwhile, we have a Benno.
Chrono gets found by random guy Volcani. Don't get the kill on him though.
I think they're a bit too afraid to commit there, which might have been a smart move. They don't know who's
Probably
on that high ground.
fearing more Radiant heroes on this high ground. Not wanting to commit too much to just a Chrono kill. Mystic Flare was used, but at this point, obviously only 20 seconds cooldown, so it is already up again.
For all our fans out there who love the fantasy points, we have Paragon at the top with a 16.8, followed by a Volcani with a 16.4, and a random guy with a 16.2. So it's going pretty well for Dire. They are top 3 from the fantasy points. And they've got a nice 16k lead now, which has got to be daunting. Obviously, Radiant don't know this, but they've got to feel like they're just being pushed in now. They're being chokeholded.
Yeah, absolutely. With Paragon, random guy, and Timorous Prawn now all at the top of the net worth, all above Claps. This is going to be a hard one for Goon Special Forces to bring back. Claps has spotted his ultimate orb now, finally started work on his Lincolns.
Yeah, he's still quite a bit
But
off.
probably still going to need a lot of time to get that online, as Paragon has finished his Skadi now, and they are smoked. They're looking for something. They want to fight. Not going to find it. Goon Special Forces all hold up in their base. Clav's trying to venture out, get some farm towards his Lincolns, but... Oh, he's gonna run right into Shallot here. No, Shallot just misses him. Clav's has seen him though, he's pinged him out. He's trying to get the static field on him, but does not get it. Yeah, I've seen Clav's now, but choosing not to commit on it. Paragon going in for the roast, so you're gonna try to take this right in front of Clav's right there.
They've got plenty of damage now on Paragon. Now who's gonna take the shot?
Yeah, they're gonna do this really fast.
I wouldn't mind it on the pudge, to be honest.
Goon special forces do not seem wise to this at all.
The pudge shard.
Clav's moving up now, but too little too late. Agnum's Age of Timorous already picked up by Paragon. And
shard went on the pudge.
I think the shard went to Timorous Prawn, yeah.
Yep, it did. It went to Timorous Prawn. That is a very nice shard. And it's really going to hurt Clavs a lot more.
Yeah, gonna get the extra save. Exactly what you want against a team like this.
I'm trying to think, is there a way of increasing the duration of the dismember? There used to be, isn't there?
I don't think there's a direct way to do it.
Might have been before they did the change with the flesh heap. But you used to be able to get it
well,
very low cooldown, so you could actually have it like up for around 60% of the time. It was nutty.
Well, Clavs doesn't have his Lincolns. This member is still gonna rain on his parade, probably in every fight.
Although he isn't far off it now.
He isn't far off it, he's
About 800 gold.
very close to it. Timorous Prawn creeping forward with smoke, trying to find someone here, but Goon Special Forces is all on the other side of the map.
KBJ does have his Deso as well. Just need him to commit in a fight.
This is an unstacked Deso though. This is probably not going to add as much damage as they need in these fights.
They do have vision, so they do know they're coming up here. And you did just put Obs and a sentry down.
Work in progress, probably just going to try to force the issue here with the Aegis. Run up the high ground into the tier 3.
So top tip for you here, Chrono. Before you put down your sentry, sorry, your Obs ward, put down your sentry. That way you can see if there's any wards there.
They're trying to set up on the push here with these spirits. Gonna try to go for the stomp, but it's Volcani with it. Shallot committing the snakes, takes out the tier 3. Snakes starting to hit on the racks. KBG trying to work against the snakes, but the guy hacks. Timorous Prawn trying to go for the hook, but Hook's Paragon instead. Shackle comes out on KBJ, but he gets first stepped away. Dave going in with beautiful stomp into the split earth. There's a lot of damage on these heroes. Clav's charging with the BKB, gets eaten by Timorous Prawn, but gets out, and this is a much better fight than the Goon Special Forces have had in a while. Although KBJ and Chrono getting taken out. Clav's taking out random guy, the godlike kill streak, got a lot of money going into Clavs. But he's mostly on his own now, gets beaten down by Volcani and Paragon. Buyback's coming in from Dave and Chrono, but it's a little too late. Clavs already go down. Mith gets the Ice Path on Paragon, but they do not have the damage to kill him, absolutely not. Clavs also committing his buyback.
This I don't know, this is just like a tilt buyback at this point. You know they're not pushing, they backed off, you've got to kill on the pudge.
Yeah, this is probably exactly what
I think this might
Work in
be,
Progress wanted.
The desperation smoke, try and get themselves something with a 4-man gank. Honestly, I don't
They
think they're
still have KBJ down though. They're trying to fight this without their carry. Obviously, Timorous Prawn's still down on the side of Work in Progress. Flash goes in with the Drain and Shallot, but instantly gets hacks, gets shackled. Gets beaten down by Paragon. Probably gonna go down here together with Dave. And this might just be the end for the Goon Special Forces.
Oh, kill Paragon. Will KBJ come out and give him the rampage?
KBJ does TP and Paragon closing in. He's gonna go for it. He's not gonna go for this.
Oh, maybe. He's got that ward there. He's feeling it. He is feeling it.
Yeah, he's just gonna hit the tower. Shallot's coming up with a new set of snakes. Drops it right on top of the towers. KBJ fighting Paragon here, but does not have the damage to break through him. Gonna lose his first life. And more than likely he's gonna lose his seconds. Get hacks, get E-bladed, gets beaten down.
A little bit late for the rampage, unfortunately.
That is everyone on Goon Special Forces down with only Mith having the buyback.
There are no buybacks being bought.
And
That is
GG scored by
GG
class.
That
First
is
game goes to waste of work in progress.
That was a rather interesting game. It looked like the Goons had a chance at the start. Clavs and his team. I really don't know what the team's called because it doesn't show up. It's embarrassing. But they had a good start. They were actually pushing out well. Clavs had some nice rotations, got some good fights in there, but they just couldn't keep it going, unfortunately. Work in Progress came online, and at that point they just started to snowball. They just had no answer for them.
Absolutely no answer against the Jug, as we noted earlier that lack of the BKB piercing disable, letting Paragon just farm up whatever he wants, getting away with murder in a lot of the early game, and ending up carrying his for a team. Looking at MVPs, I would have to say it is probably Paragon with that 15-4. Absolutely carried his team. Managed to stay up on the net worth charge for most of that game. Actually, all of it, mostly.
I would actually agree to that. That was a very good play by Paragon. But also, I wouldn't want to discount too much on the our Shadow Shaman there. He did do a lot of decent hexes and shackles. I'd say he was fundamental to part of Work in Progress's team win there. Although it does look like the game ticket does have the teams the wrong way round. Am I just missing something? Oh no, that's right, isn't it? No, wait, no. Work in Progress was Yognot, wasn't it?
Just seeing if Eric can get us into the lobby for game 2.
Am I losing my mind here? Did everyone? Can you see that?
What was that? No, they just started.
So we'll go to tournaments, amateur Europe, okay? And in the actual games for whoopsie, misclicked. For whip, here we go. Oh. Just so many details I don't want to download. What the hell's going on with my game? Dota, stop being idiotic. Oh.
Dire team's turn to ban.
Is this game 1 or game 2?
It's gonna be game 2.
I didn't click to join it.
Dire.
Hang on, I can fast forward like a million times, so it definitely isn't game 2.
No, this is a replay for the first game.
Yeah.
No, I tried to get us into the lobby for game 2, but they ended up just starting before we could get in.
Not really showing me the details, but I'm pretty sure it showed up as in the actual ticket as the whip is the other way around, which was a little bit weird.
You need to click the top bit to go back to what the page you was on.
Where?
So go back to the page you was just on, Supes. Click view, and then click watch. That top one. There you go.
Yeah.
Click watch at the right hand side.
Watch. Here's view. You like that?
Go watch now. Go to tournaments.
Yeah, you're referring to this watch button on the live games in progress, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just something weird that happened at the end of the game. It looked like it had the actual teams the wrong way round.
What do you mean?
So the actual Juggernaut, Purge, all that sort of thing was all assigned to Goon Special Forces.
It probably switched it back after. It's fine.
Okay. Let's jump into game 2 then. They got
Sometimes Yeah, they look like they're on.
You
But
joining
you
us
were on
for
the.
Cast Luke?
I'm gonna be joining the other one.
Try to.
I'm hurt.
All right.
I am hurt.
I
My
signed
debut
up.
stream and you leave me.
I signed up for the other stream. I'm sorry.
After all the times I kept you company on your World of Warcraft treachery.
So I'll be. I'm doing the Sunday one, so you can join me on Sunday if you want.
Damn straight.
That one should be okay. Should be fun. Right, I'll be disappearing then.
Yep. Thank you, Clark.
Just waiting for the delay to catch up here.
Yep, so while we have this delay catching up, I'm going to grab a quick drink, so I'll be right back. You guys get to look at the lovely anti-mage image on the screen. Join us, keep them in check.
I'm great at keeping people in check.
Five seconds remaining.
Oh, game's coming in. And it's waiting for
Dire team's
Supes to
turned to ban.
return.
Radiant team ban. Dire team's turn to ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team's turn to ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team's turn to pick. Radiant team's turn to pick.
The undying waits.
Seconds remaining. Radiant team's turn to pick. Dire team's turn to pick.
Okay, we are back.
We're seeing some instant targeted bans coming out in this game too, with the Dave Elder Titan being banned out, as well as the Paragon Juggernaut and the Volcani Earthshaker. They do not want to see anything like that again. Work in Progress deciding to still go for the Witch Doctor ban, presumably targeting KBJ, even though they've already seen he is going to be on the +1. So
do you think Goon
still
Special
committing
Forces
to
turn it
the
around?
respect man there.
Do you think they swatch up their positions, trying something a little bit different this game, maybe?
It does not look like they're going to switch up the supports with the Jakiro coming out, as well as the Chrono signature Shadow Shaman. It is looking like they're going to keep that support duo intact, as well as presumably the Clav's mid lane. As I do not think he wants to step away from that in the second game. Work in progress, meanwhile, picking up the Undying. Absolute ball bag of a hero this patch with the changes to decay. Destroys his lanes. I'm excited to see what they're going to go for in the second pack here. Taking their time, and they go for the Lion. So that's probably either the support duo or an offlane Undying coming out from the work in progress. Going into the second wave of bans, Viper being banned out for work in progress and Faceless Void taken away by Goon Special Forces.
I actually like these bans. I do think they're quite smart in how they've done them.
And Shadowfiend and Sniper going out again. A lot of mid heroes being taken away, but still not the Death Prophet ban, which is still one of Clav's favorite mid picks. Might see him trying to go for that in the second game.
So here's my bet. Volcani on the Undying, Timorous Prawn on the Lion. I just get the feeling he's one of those players who loves his stacks. The Purge stacks, Lion stacks, Legion Commander stacks. I understand it, I get the reference, because it's fun seeing that go up and then suddenly you're doing a crap ton of damage.
He's a stanky boy to be sure. Even the Wraith King being taken away now, trying to force KBJ on another carry. This is going to restrict his potentially already limited carry pool even worse.
10 seconds remaining.
But what do you think that Radiant pick up next for
5
KBJ?
seconds remaining.
What heroes do you reckon would be good for him?
I mean, Wraith King would be the hero that comes to mind. Obviously, one of the, traditionally, one of the easier to play carries. Obviously, it does have more buttons now than that at start. So, I don't know what other carry heroes KBJ plays. Maybe he has some surprises for us. Meanwhile, taking away the Pudge from Goon Special Forces as well.
Maybe a Sven or a CK?
5 seconds remaining.
I would probably prefer CK out of those two, but could see Sven as well. I'm gonna go for the Sand King on Goon Special Forces. Probably the Dave hero there.
I like that. It's a good lane pressure against any melee carries that you
have.
have.
A lot more stuns coming out from Goon Special Forces in this game too. It's a good start. As work in progress responds with the Tidehunter in his use.
There is a lot of magic burst damage coming out from Dire right now.
Off team fight as well, with the Tombstone and Ravage, as well as the Lion Stones.
So what would you think of here?
Remaining.
Do you go for your carry play now? Knowing that you're likely going to get counter-picked from the last pick for Dire? Or do you
honestly, if they are still considering it, I might just go for the Clav's Death Prophet here. It's probably going to be Zeus in the mid lane. I think that's a matchup you like decently, and if he still wants to play it, I think this might be the game for it. And they saved the last pick for the carry.
They are taking their time thinking about this one, so clearly they didn't have anything planned straight away.
I mean, if this is going to be a Tidehunter Undying offlane, that is absolutely punishing for whatever carry you put in that lane. That is so much strength steal, damage reduction, and not any carry that's going to be happy playing into that. They're going to go for the Chaos Knight.
Okay.
going for the strength carry potentially into the Tidehunter Undying lane. It's going to be rough.
Well, the one benefit of a CK is he doesn't really care too much about harassment because of his lifesteal.
It's true. It does have the built-in recovery, but obviously going to be diminished as well by the Anchor Smash from Tidehunter.
Yeah, there's definitely been a mix-up here with the ticket because it does have Green Special Forces with a lead.
10 seconds remaining.
Second, it's the last wave of bans coming out, and Necrophos being banned out by Work in Progress. And let's see, the Goon Special Force is probably going to be looking to ban some carries here. Get rid of the Ursa. Probably a good idea with the strength cards they have right now.
Unfortunately, Turnfake, I don't think that's how it's going to work. Bear in mind, you could win game 2, and it could be a 1-all, so that point might still count. It's all going to come down to, I think, these last 2 picks. I'm not sure on that Silencer ban, though. You know they've got to go for a carry, so why not?
10 seconds remaining.
That feels a bit weird to me.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why they are fearing the Silencer here. Could even have been a decent mid pickup for Goon Special Forces if they hadn't banned it themselves. The OD ban coming in from Work in Progress.
I don't know about you, but I'm still loving a Pugna pick here.
Pugna could definitely work, but it also highly depends on what Work in Progress is going to choose for their carry here. Probably the Paragon picking his own hero right here.
What's left? There's been quite a few carries being banned. You got to imagine it's going to be something.
They're going deep into the last of their reserve time, trying to find the perfect pick in this.
What is available, which hasn't been picked up? The Goon Classic Medusa.
We know Paragon plays it as well. You might be thinking about that.
And we know the lads can't beat Medusa. I'm surprised it's not being picked up every game.
Going down to the wire with the reserve time. And they ended up going for the Bristleback.
Okay.
I mean, I like it. That's a very, very tanky lineup between the Undying, Tidehunter, and the Bristle carry. You can see this working.
It's going to be a very early game draft by Whip here. So they do have a time limit, I think. But then Bristle late game, I don't know. Just feel like a CK just rips him apart if you go too late. And it was a good ban for that OD then, if they were thinking about the Bristleback. It was a spectacular ban.
I think with the Bristle, I'm not quite liking the Pugna pick as much. And I think you're dealing too well with the Bristle as well as the use, obviously, which nullifies a lot of your defensive use of the Crapify. It's not usually bothered by it either. I think they might still try to go for the Clav's Death Prophet here.
I'm not sure I like Death Prophet into this draft. Because the Bristle, he just wants to run at you. He doesn't care about Spirit Siphon.
That's true, but there's a lot of strength heroes to... Oh no, the Spirit Siphon is no longer max health, is it? Yeah, that's not going to work as well. But they are going for it.
Good call.
I'm actually going to get Timorous Prawn on the Tidehunter, Shallot on the Undying. Random guy picking up the Zeus, Paragon, Bristleback, and Volcani taking charge of the Lion.
So Dire have potentially switched up their offlaners.
Might well be.
Was Timorous Prawn the offlane last time? On the Pudge, was he the offlane?
Yeah, I think it was actually. I think Volcani was the 4 in that lane.
Okay, so it could be an interesting game then. I don't see too much of an issue for Radiant safe lane, if I'm being honest.
Good point coming in from Termfog with the prep on Work in Progress, knowing obviously that while Paragon does like the Medusa, he does not use Mana Shield on it. Probably the reason why they ended up going for the Bristleback, because he has no Mana Shield to not use.
That is true. That is true. Oh, that's made me chuckle.
I mean, he can't forget to use Bristleback unless he forgets to skill it. Like that's
Yeah, what if he forgets to turn his back to people?
that's thinking. He might forget that, but you know, the enemy team might help him with that by hitting him from the back anyway.
We do have some lovely cosmetic game here from Clavs, KBJ, and Random Guy. And
Paragon
Shallot's,
letting the team down though.
yeah, Paragon and Mith. They just somebody needs to sort out their cosmetic game. It is depressingly bad. Previous match 8-2-19, so too badly. Whip here. Shallot with actually nearly more games than me. And in half the time. I've been playing since 2013.
Ready to start here in game 2.
Prepare for
Random
battle.
guy going to a lane with just the single set of tangos and the observer ward. Gonna want to get that bottle out as soon as you possibly can.
Yeah, he's hoping for the early runes straight into a bottle and just dumps the lane from there onwards. It's a standard mid build, I believe. It has its risks though. If you don't get those bounty runes, you're kind of screwed.
Would kind of expect him to go into lane with at least an iron branch to get that early tango out more efficiently for the extra heal. But decides to go for the extra money into the bottle instead, hoping to get it fast enough to remedy that difference.
So it does
Clavs
look like
walking up
Radiant
to
have
the
telegraphed
rune
this
here.
top play by Dire.
Yeah, a bit more of a standoff this time. Work in progress taking the high ground near the outpost, trying to contest the rune in the river here.
Random guy calling out the smoke from the last game.
Clavs doesn't want to get involved with this, goes down to the other rune, knowing it's uncontested with the Dire heroes all being up here.
This does leave a 5v4 up here. They try and contest and they actually
It
get
does,
this.
they do seem
Snowball fight.
to try to contest it. Tombstone committed by Shallot.
KBJ does get
KBJ
it.
still going for in.
If they manage
KBJ gets the room, but probably gonna pay for it with his life. First blood, going the way of a random guy on KBJ.
Now, if Radiant get that ward, that sorry, not ward, that last rune, which it looks like KBJ is going to get, I don't actually think that's too bad for Radiant.
I don't know, giving up the first blood is a tough pill to swallow, and Clavs is probably not going to be happy about this in the mid lane here. Although he is taking the early XP lead against random guy, having already hit his range creep.
Oh, they're trying to bully out Shallot early, which they're able to do.
Yeah, they've seen this early Tombstone usage, trying to take advantage of it, from not having that decay to take away their health. Tombstone's still down for 30 seconds as well, so this is
Meanwhile, up top,
essentially free time for Goon Special Forces to try to get some harass in. Timorous Prawn, obviously.
Paragon, they can't get near those creeps. With level 1 bow strike, no caustic finale. You can't bully him out at this point.
They've even getting his mana drained by Volcani here. So it looks like they have switched around the support picks. Volcani taking the 5 on the line this time. Shallot, or at least Shallot playing the offlane, probably to get the matchup against the KBJ CK.
What I'd like to see is, if they get level 2 off these creeps, Paragon is very out of position here. His support is nowhere near him. And just because he's a person like, does not mean he's not killable.
But looks like Chrono and Dave not too confident about his jump here. Volcani trying to wait for the camp has stacked it, is trying to pull it now. Chrono trying to get some harassment with right clicks on Paragon, but Paragon not too bothered by this.
They went on him. That was a dead bristleback.
And definitely could have, but skills not being used by the goons.
Yeah. I think they're just afraid of the stacks getting too high and just feeding. Which is understandable, but it's...
I mean, there's a lot of stun time between shackles and bar strike that it's a lot of time to walk around and hit that burst back from the front and not be bothered by the quails being stunned in the meantime. Chrono going in for the tower hit, eating 3-4 hits from the tower for it.
Got to stack that tower damage though. Building damage builds up, you know.
On the mid lane,
Oh, missed.
Clash once more pulling ahead from random guy. 70-3 to random guys 12-0.
So they still do get the pull off, which is nice for them. Dave just got to get back to those creeps. Chrono at this point should probably be going for this camp, trying to keep away Volcani, making sure those creeps do get denied.
Yeah, or at least take the XP from the neutrals being killed by Paragon and Volcani, which he's now missing out on.
Exactly. Meanwhile, down bot, KBJ is quite low along with Mith. It looks like Shallot now with this level 1 decay is starting to do some damage.
And this is the lane matchup they wanted, getting that strength steal into the Chaos Knight, and with the change of decay not giving the health back upon expiring, that's a lot of damage as well as, or a lot of health as well as some extra damage taken away from Chaos Knight with each of those decay stacks. Mith trying to get a pull off here, Shallot contesting, but takes a lot of damage from it from Liquid Fire and Dual Breath. Both these supports very low. Shallot goes in with the Tombstone, tries to close the gap with Mith.
Straight death if Shallot dies here. You cannot die to tier 1 this early as an undying.
KBJ gets him with the Chaos Bolt, but gets taken out by Timorous Prawn. Timorous Prawn trying to retreat. Still under the cover of this Tombstone, probably going to be successful. Mith trying to take it out. Timorous Prawn is going to try to defend it. Kills him with the gush. That's easy 2 kills for Timorous Prawn.
Meanwhile up top, they do manage to take down Paragon.
Chrono picking up the kill there. And getting away with it, so it's...
In mid, it looks like random guy is
Flash
being
made a
bullied
go
quite heavily.
onto random guy, or random guy trying to hit back with the Heavenly Jump, but not getting a huge amount of damage into him. Flash healing up a lot with these Spiritual Siphon charges.
He's keeping up well now with the CS. Now that he's got those levels of arc strike.
Yeah, recovered pretty well. As in this bottom lane, there's still a lot of brawling between these two teams. Mith trying to make use of this downtime on the Tombstone from Shallot, trying to get some damage in and getting him decently low with all of these dot spams. They're getting very low to him. KBJ wants to go for this, looking for the Chaos Belt. Goes in with Reality Rift, Chaos Belt after, gets the 2-second stun, and this should be... Ooh, this might be a kill on Shallot. They get him. Gets the slow rip up. Just enough to get him out of there with Timorous Prawn beating on KBJ from the back. Stop. They try to go into Dave Yognot, don't actually get the kill though. Paragon and Dave Yognot both dropping very low, with Chrono also taking a lot of damage.
They did, however, take out his courier.
He did get the courier, it's true.
If we look at the denies from this game, Paragon is nowhere near as high as what he was. Only the 6th this time.
Clav's found a haste rune, has the exorcism available, so might potentially look to rotate here.
I think it's still a bit risky, because you know there's a possibility of Thunder God's Wrath coming out at any point. And I imagine he's telling his team right now, if they're low, give me a shout.
At the same time, probably wants to use his exorcism as soon as he can, and not really getting the chance to use it on the mid lane. Haste being popped, runs towards top.
Going straight for the rune.
Tries to
he bottles out,
take the bathroom, but ends up TPing bottom. Shallot goes onto Mith, but does not seem to catch him.
Yeah,
Clash raining down Timorous Prawn. Does not have mana for exorcism, so not getting extra damage out. He has to retreat.
Oh, I think that was a very bad rotation by Cloud, unfortunately.
Does pick up the 2 bandies to recover some of his mana, but that's obviously was probably hoping for more out of that. Gets the tip from Shallot as well. Shallot probably happy with this wasted rotation from Klaus, giving random guys some much needed time to catch up.
They're trying to tilt him. They all chat, they're trying to tilt him. They know the opposition, they know they can tilt him quite easily.
Dave's actually getting the kill on Paragon on top, finally these heavy disables being used to bring on the Bristol back. Volcani not in position to help
They
out
have a
that
lot of
Paragon
damage
there.
up top. A lot of burst damage, which is
It is a lot of damage.
Oh, meanwhile down bot.
Timorous Prawn gets a kill on Mith. KBJ has also gone down here. There's a lot of bodies dropping on both sides.
Shallot is tanking tower, now Timothy Prawn is tanking it. They can't really tank this themselves.
They're trying to protect this catapult. They want to take the tower with it. And they're gonna be successful in protecting it. This new creep wave comes in. This tower should go down.
Okay, that is a nice early tier 1 kill by Dire. KBJ just jumping straight to the jungle here. Very poor.
KBJ is still level 4 as well, with Timorous Prawn already level 7, having used the Ravage for the 2 earlier kills. Just waltzes up into the jungle, but it gets very low from the magic damage from Mith.
I don't think they really
Trying to walk it off, but
KBJ
KBJ has already used the Chaos Bolt. The heal comes in from Shallot, trying to get him off his back. As Timorous Prawn eats one more dual breath from
down again.
Timorous Prawn gonna be fine. Class using the access to great effect in the top lane, getting the double kill there. Moving back to the mid lane now, trying to defend against random guy pushing in his wave. Yeah, both carries suffering pretty hard in this laning stage here in this game too.
But
obviously KBJ suffering significantly more than Paragon, with Paragon up on the 34 and last at 6 in ice. KBJ only 18, 19 now to his name.
We look at the CS though, not the CS, sorry, the net worth. There's only 100 gold between the carries at the moment.
Yeah, both carries having a hard time in this game, and actually both mid laners having a decent one.
They are storming ahead, which you sort of expect nowadays. Although not
Chrono tried to get the uphill ward in the jungle, but gets found by random guy. Random guy does not have the mana to get him down though, gets silenced by class, has to run away. Volcani going for the kill on Chrono though, gets him with the stun. Does not have the finger available, but does have the hacks. Trying to kill him, but there's too many heroes from Goon Special Forces here in Volcani, and someone ends up the one being taken out.
The Thunder God's Wrath, yeah, there it is.
Yeah, random guy TP'd back for that, gets the mana for the Thunder God's Wrath, picks up the kill on Chrono.
Meanwhile, out comes a Belt of Strength for KBJ, that should be his boots done. Pops the Exorcism, trying to pressure this tier 1 tower. I don't know if he's going to get much done though, if I'm being honest, not this early. No creep wave either, not a real creep wave. No siege, catapult.
Tip coming out from Chrono to Volcani as both were pretty much dead.
Paragon gone on by KBJ. Clavs is there, but I don't think they've got any way of catching him, unfortunately.
Clavs heading onto the tower, 10 seconds away from the exorcism. Might not need it to take this tower though, they still have the catapult.
Unfortunately, the Arcane Ring will come out just before the exorcism comes back up.
True, you would love to use it under that. As top there's more action, Myth of
Volcani.
Yeah, Volcani going down to Dave and Myth. Timorous Prawn just makes it away.
Running away like a dog with its tail between his legs. At this point, this is Dave's lane and everyone knows it.
As Collapse and KBJ successful in taking down the bottom tier 1. Shallot trying to defend, but does not have much of a chance against the steel heroes.
Paragon is very low.
Random guy pushing in this mid wave, trying to put some pressure on the mid lane with Klaus being out. Klaus running back to defend.
It's very close to being in deny range.
I was just gonna push this wave out, who might consider committing the exorcism to get some damage on the enemy tier 1 here.
I don't know, there's no siege catapult, so I would be hesitant to use it here, but
it does not go for it.
You know it's going to be an easy wave to a Zeus to clear.
As Dave is gathering up in the top here with his 2 supports. Might be trying to make a play on the top lane here. Volcani and Shallot.
Macro Pyro's available, Exorcism's available.
Timorous Prawn close by. No Ravage either.
No
This might be a good time to fight for Goon Special Force, they go for the Exorcism is used. Sign is coming out of Volcani. Does not get off the stun and Chrono gets shackled.
Well, there's your Ravage.
Dave comes in with a good stun. Take out Volcani. Probably gonna look towards the tower here. They want more with this Exorcism. Have snakes available now as well, with Chrono getting his 6th there.
You don't want to really commit snakes and exorcism for a single tier 1 though. You could probably save
You don't, but this Exorcism is about to run out, so they might have to if the work in progress mounts to defense here. They are gonna commit them. Fortify being used. Shallot still up in the trees. Has a mind to defend this. Volcani TPing back in, and Timorous Prawn lurking behind with the Ravage now up. Or at least 3 seconds away. They did take out the
Ready need to back out
tier
now.
1.
They've got the tower. Leave.
Oh, Clav's still venturing further into the jungle, but thinks better of it.
Yes.
Turns back around.
It's pretty risky. You know they've got all their ults up now. The only one that potentially isn't up
I'm
is
still
Finger.
thinking about stepping up to this wave here. See Shallot trying to farm the snakes and getting very low. Gets a silence off.
Oh, this is risky.
This tips off work in progress. They're running. Clav's still trying to get the kill. Gets stunned by Volcani.
They have potential to blow up here.
Mith using the Macropyre. Timorous Prawn taking a lot of damage from Macropyre and Dave's access at the center.
Beautiful stun by David there. That's 2. Shallot's trying to run away, but he's going to get caught. Dave just escapes. Ooh, Thunder God's Wrath had him low.
Just
Not
off the
low enough,
mark
though.
of killing Dave there. And turns out to be a pretty good fight for Special Forces here, with the Ravage and Tombstone both being used and taking no losses on their side. KBJ not even needed to take part in that fight either, he's still farming up his armlet.
That was every ult Dire had. Bar Bristleback, obviously, who doesn't count, doesn't really have one. Zeus, 2,500 damage, but no kills. They just couldn't finish it off.
Goon Special Forces definitely turning up strong at the start of this game 1. Collapse once more taking the lead, but this time Paragon does not have the lead on him that he had last game on his Yognot. And actually get found out here in the jungle, gets brought in by KBJ.
Bit slow
Stun goes out for the 2-second stun. Clav's actually has Exorcism up again. Gonna try to get the kill on Paragon here. Should probably be able to chase him down here, especially with the shackle coming in from Chrono. It's another kill for Class. Try to get the silence off on Timorous Prawn, but also walks away.
Do we know what server we're playing on?
I do not know. There is a lot of Americans in this game. It's a good point.
It does look like Kyle is having a bit of a ping issue there.
Yeah.
His actions are very slow.
Internet dying. Apparently playing on a hotspot.
Well, I can't really say much. I'm having to boost my Wi-Fi through various systems in the house, try and get a decent connection. It still doesn't work.
KBJ trying to fix his connection issues.
Oh, this is not what you want to hear from your carry player, is it? That he's struggling.
Hunk's coming out from Mith, trying to keep his spirits up.
So, your Clabs here. You know what happened in game 1? You were ahead, but your team, they didn't choke, but they just couldn't close it out. They sort of stalled, giving work in progress time to come back. Game 2, similar situations happening. What do you say to your team to try and keep them focused and in the right mindset to know that they can actually finish this game and win it?
I think the most important thing in this game is just going to be to keep up the pressure, especially with these big ultimates from work in progress being down. As they made good use of this time killing Paragon, making sure he can't build up that lead that he had in the first game, which brought work in progress back into the game. Clam's definitely looking to capitalize more on his early lead here. Going for the BKB, actually already almost has it.
Yep, he's about 200
And
gold
this
away.
time around, it's work in progress actually very much unable to handle this BKB. With a lot of magic stuns that did not burst BKBs.
Clabs is
Work in progress
very lucky
steps
man
up into
there.
this high ground, trying to look for Class, but Class very fast runs out of there. Paragon actually caught the Crow again.
Yeah, Clabs was very lucky there. He didn't get caught up by those ancients.
Chrono dies to the
Just too much burst.
Zombies from Shallot. Timorous Prawn gets in. Does not have to ravage yet, since it's still 10 seconds away. Clash being drained by Volcani. It's gonna be taken down here.
This was
As does
just
KBJ.
fighting in Dire's terms there, which are sort of what
It was
cost
a
them.
disaster of a fight. After taking a good number of kills in a fight where Dire used pretty much all of their ults, now they lose a fight where Dire hasn't have to commit any of them other than the Tombstone and the Flash Golem from Shallot.
So I think a lot of it is
Work in
because
progress.
the previous fight, they didn't have Paragon there.
Isn't going to last long.
And this time Paragon was there, they tried to focus on him. But obviously they
And
had the
kept
stills there,
alive.
they had the heal there to keep him alive. And just dish out all those cool damage, plus the minus armor from Gush. The arc lightning, the thunderbolts.
Defensive snakes committed here by Chrono, trying to defend Seer to get the kill on Shallot.
This is going to be very costly.
They should definitely have this. Work in progress is ditching him. Running back to their side. Volcani trying to get some wards down on the retreat. Gonna go
Does
for
get
this
some nice ones down.
invisibility rune.
You'd imagine these would be the first ones which get pointed out though. It's a classic spot. Down by the
Probably.
cliff.
Mith currently taking care of the warding. Doesn't actually have any sentries on him. And neither does Chrono, so for now these wards are gonna get unscouted.
Is there any
There's
coming up?
more
Courier?
wards
There
coming
are
in
some
from
coming
Chrono
out
and
of the courier. So that is Chrono's having some sentries now. Where's he going to place them?
I'm trying to look for these wards.
I think that's his team telling him potentially there's one. Oh no, they're thinking it's over on the left side, right top of the tier 2.
Chrono unsure where to use the sentries. Might be gathering up for smoke here.
Yep, they are.
And they are.
They have all their ults.
KBJ
bar
not joining
Phantasmic
on this
Snakes.
one. Still just short of his armlet, it seems, or is he getting it flown out? No,
There's
he
nothing
does
coming
not
out
have
of
it
courier.
yet. He's gonna join his team even though he did not get into the smoke. But Clash charging ahead, finds Paragon, gets the silence off, goes for the Spirit Siphon. Dave with a good stun, trying to bring him back. As does KBJ with the Reality Rift and a Chaos Bolt. But are they gonna get him? It's close. They do get him.
That is a 2 for 1 so far. Action time did
Volcani
pay
goes
the
down
price.
as well.
Backline
Shallot
is doing work.
trying to cut off their backline with the Tombstone. Gets Mith and Dave going down as well.
The Ravage coming in.
Ravage committed
This is
from
beautiful.
Timorous Prawn on the other side. KBJ goes down. Clash trying to TP out, it's going to be successful.
Luckily, Thunderbolt's Wrath was already used, so they had no more stuns to catch him there. But that was a beautiful play by Shallot. Tombstone on the high ground, just kept him.
Yeah, absolutely cut off their retreat. They had no chance of getting out of there, and the Ravage from Timorous Prawn just to finish them off.
And you
Very
know all
nicely
the
solved by
damage.
work in progress.
All damage is on Clavs and on Dan. Dave, sorry, not Dan. So they know that once those two are in, they're focusing on the bristle, the back lines. You've just got some supports there, and a KBJ who's not ready to fight.
Absolutely not. Still does not have his armlet on him. Has 1500 gold in the bank. Unsure what he's going for. He's gonna try to finish it up now. Gets it. He's gonna go for the Acker Saber next, it seems.
Regeneration.
So I'm not familiar with Death Prophet builds. What do you normally get after the Ags? After the not the Ags, the BKB. Sorry. Do you go for an Ags maybe or a Shard?
Axe, not usually the item to go for here. Shard's definitely still worth it with the extra fear coming out on Spirit Siphon. Can just give you the extra control if it's what you're looking for. But seems that he's going for the Senshin Kaya now, trying to get some extra tankiness. Some status resistance against this CC from work in progress. Dave working as the Boots of Travel finish now. And working towards the shard.
Okay, he is going for a Kaya Yasha build. They're looking to try and tank up a little bit more
It's Kayasha and who?
on Clavs.
It's a Kaya Sanj.
sorry, yes it is. You're right, my apologies.
Oh, as Tyre makes a jump on KBJ there. Take him out with the team of Paragon, random guy, and Volcani.
All because of this ward that was not dewarded at the bottom here.
These wards placed by Volcani paying for themselves in the kill on KBJ here. Chrono still has not managed to scout them out.
Like at this point, I'd be screaming at my POS 4s, my POS 5. We don't have any actual vision. We've got a traditional one, a new one, sorry, over by the Roche pit, which is great if you want to scout Roche. But this one they've got on the Radiant High Ground above the shrine.
Just as much help as bottom.
I'm definitely not giving them the information they need to keep safe their carry.
If KBJ's farming in here, that's not going to tell him anything.
I'm gonna gather up for another smoke here. Just cooling down on Klaus now. Trying to get another fight. Maybe turn the tide of this game, as it is slowly but surely slipping the way of work in progress.
Well, we do have vision on a random guy, so they know where he is. Unfortunately,
Gonna
looks like the
shot
smoke's going to break.
straight for him, but the smoke gets broken by Volcani and Shallot. Dave trying to find him, does not want to blink forward though, does not find him. Timorous Prawn takes a silence, but is able to blink away.
They back out. I do think
Smoke
this is the right call
turns
here.
out unsuccessful for Goon Special Forces, trying to get some wards down, but
Oh, here
work in
comes
progress
the
seem to
45.
want to defend this. With the tombstone on the high ground, this is going to be hard for Goon Special Forces to fight, but Chrono blocks off the stairs with wards. Try to hold him back. Timorous Prawn blinks tower though, takes out Chrono. But looks like that's all Goon Special Forces are going to lose here, other than obviously the money spent on the snakes.
I actually think that was a very smart play with the snakes. Just
It was definitely good blocking them off, making sure they couldn't chase. Timorous Prawn able to get over there with a blink, but Chrono sacrificing him there for his team. Mith trying to farm up this camp, but work in progress smoking straight into them. Timorous Prawn blinking forward with a Ravage, gets KBJ. Dave Yognot charging up his epicenter. Sclaps comes in with the Exorcism, trying to make use of this teamfight ultimate. Doing a lot of damage, but not going down just yet. KBJ goes down to the damage. Shallot takes out Dave. And work in progress seem to be absolutely fine, trying to take out Flash. Are gonna get him. Do lose Paragon. But Chrono is gonna go down
Chrono,
again.
But, I think we know your fate here.
As that is a full team wipe for work in progress. They're gonna be absolutely happy with it, even if they lose Paragon for it.
He's a sacrificial lamb at this point. Although he has caught up very well in his net
He
worth.
is keeping up on the net worth with Klaus, even with random guys still higher on the net worth chart. Has the Axe and the Kaya completed?
That's a lot of global presence now. He doesn't even have to be near the fight. And it is level 2 Thunder God's Wrath as well. We have got the Ags being built for Timorous Prawn. It's a standard, I'd say. What do you think about the shard now, Kuto?
I have tried it. It's definitely good to have a stun on the hero that isn't as big as Ravage. Obviously not coming into the same effect, but definitely helps in the catches. In a way that Tide never really has had the ability to do, other than like the slow from guys.
Almost feels like a like an arrow sort of projectile, doesn't it? It takes its time getting there.
Yeah, it's definitely felt shorter to me than I expected it. Doesn't reach as far as I would expect. Not quite sure if it actually goes the same. No, it's only 75% of Ravage's radius. That's probably why it feels so short, being used to the Ravage radius.
Going for the goo cast range over the Duction. So he's planning on being offensive here.
Work in progress tries to go for the smoke onto KBJ, but KBJ able to retreat before they get there. Tries to farm up the agents, working his way towards a Satanic now, it seems.
Does look like work in progress are setting up the tier 2 push up top. They've got pretty much everybody gathering in this area now.
Klaus has his shard or sounds completed now. Decides to go for the shard rather than completing the Kaya. doesn't think he has the time to finish it.
Radiant's top tower has
And
fallen.
could be the right choice, as the shard might give them the extra control they're looking for in this fight.
So Chrono did choose to keep his mana boots instead of breaking them down for the ether lanes. Which is an interesting play. He would have had it by now and potentially be on his way to a shard.
Double dipping on the energy boosters does pick up his Aetherlands now. Let's see if this extra mana for the team pays off for it. Because they are well aware of these dire heroes on their triangle.
And they want nothing to do with him at this point.
Okay,
I don't blame
maybe looking for a jump somewhere, but oh, goes in, walks
they
up
know
the
Paragon's
high
not
ground,
there.
gets immediately stunned by Volcani and got a lot of damage. Oh, was that a...
The snakes! Beautiful snakes into back with fire.
Yeah, this fight's getting turned around hard on work in progress. With Timorous, Prawn, Volcani and Shallot all getting taken out by Class. Class charging forward with the Exorcism, tries to go for Random Guy, but there's nothing to cancel this TP. This Random Guy gonna make it out as Paragon is trying to push in the bottom wave as this is going on.
Okay, KBJ is going straight satanic after the.
Yes,
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, well, that's an interesting build. I can't say it's one I've
Goon
seen.
Special Forces gonna try to leverage this
Radiant's bottom tower is under
downtime
attack.
into a push in mid, but do not seem to want to commit to the tier 2. Collapse
I
and
think it's a
Mith are
smart
backing
play
up
given how
already.
low they are. Zeus is still alive, and so is Paragon. Even though you know Paragon was bottom, who now has the Ags, working towards. Does he have BKB flying out? He does, that's the BKB completed now.
It's gonna be a big timing for Paragon there. A lot of magic damage coming out from Goon Special Forces right now.
And if we look in the river, there's a lovely DD rune for somebody. They need to remove that from the game, in my opinion. It's it decides too much. You get a carry on that, you can't really do anything against them because you know they're just going to tear your team apart. You get a bristleback right now with a double damage. He's charging at you with his quill spray. Warpath stacks is going up. What do you do?
It's picked up by Paragon.
They're going to walk
And
straight
they
to
might just
Roshan.
let straight into Roche with
Yeah.
this. They have Tombstone to protect it. Do not have to Ravage yet. Still 40 seconds away, so it could be a risk.
Question
But
is though,
it's
do Dire know about it, or do they just think, okay, we'll take this tier 2 bot, push forward with that, try and force
Goon
it
Special
back?
Forces currently scanning out the triangle, trying to push in the bottom wave. Do not seem like they know what's going on, but are retreating now, so
Dire's bottom tower is being
maybe
chipped
gonna be
away.
tipped off by the lack of
Lack of
dire
deep push.
heroes in the vision right now.
Yeah, so nobody's coming to deep push out that safe lane or the off
No.
lane for Dire. So it's got to tell you something.
That's gonna be a free roast for work in progress. Paragon walking away with the Aegis.
And that makes him a very, very hard prospect to kill now.
It's true.
Although he is lacking a lot of mana. So I
Yes,
think
probably
he's
wants to get that situation fixed and then try to look for something with his Aegis.
Yeah, we get a couple of clarities thrown out. Mana problem completely solved for him. Something you don't be afraid of is flying out a clarity whilst you're jungling.
It's actually Goon Special Forces gathering up for another smoke. Chrono
have
going
no
into this
ults.
at half health.
He's going to get blown up, you feel. Zeus is going to drop his ult.
Absolutely. Klaus is gonna run right into the Timorous Prawn here. That's probably not the target they were looking for, and he's hesitant to commit onto him as a result. Volcani trying to sneak around here with Random Guy. They find Chrono and, as expected, immediately blow him up. It's Chrono taken out of the fight. Klaus commits the Exorcism, but gets hit by the Tendrils of the Deep from Timorous Prawn. Volcani first stuffing away. Does seem to be successful in his retreat there.
That's unfortunately
So,
a wasted exorcism by Clavs.
Exorcism used by Klaus and not getting any for it, even losing Chrono on that approach.
Phantasm used as well by a KBJ.
Oh, that's very bad for Goon Special Forces. Trying to find Shallot, trying to get something out of
They
this
should have this kill, probably.
smoke. Timorous Prawn maybe thinking about counter-initiating, but does thinks better of it.
At this point I'm thinking maybe they could potentially push in the bot lane. They know he got a slight advantage here.
Just as much help as bottom.
Chrono just has to TP back, but he is going to the off lane to try and push that out, which means this is a dire advantage now if they try and push this high ground.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this is the play here with the Exorcism and Phantasm having worn off and Chrono not being there to commit the snakes. It's going to be a hard push for Goon Special Forces, but they are going to go for it. And their heroes are not in a position to defend this. They're actually going to get this. With the damage from the catapult coming in.
Okay.
Still managed to get a tier 2 out of that smoke, which did not go the way they wanted.
It's not the worst thing I've seen. You lose your POS 5, you get a tier 2 and a POS 4 out of it. So that could have been worse.
Paragon has 2.5 minutes left on his Aegis, about to finish his Eternal Shroud. Trying to buff up more against his magic damage from Goon Force. I'm gonna run straight into class. Crash immediately goes for the TP out. Paragon does not have a way to cancel it. KBJ trying to run away. Goes for the TP out now, but Volcani is there to cancel it. That's KBJ gonna go down to the Thunder God's Wrath. Mith getting fingered by Volcani. And dies as well. That's 2 kills for work in progress with Paragon's Eternal Shroud flying out right now.
So I think as soon as they saw Bristle there, there's no pot BKB, he's coming at you. Your team's going to be there, he's not going to jump in on his own, even with an Aegis.
That's also a holy lockout coming out from Shallot, putting more into this heal that's providing to his team with the Spirit Vessel and Knack. It's a lot of healing, obviously with the sword as well.
I don't think it actually built
figure
the
out.
I don't think there was space.
No, he's trying to figure out how to disassemble his boot while his inventory is full. Does not want to drop the items on the ground as they get disassembled.
I think he's just going to buy the arcane booster.
Oh yeah, he has queued up another energy booster. Does not want to disassemble it. Clap's trying to defend the tier 2 with the Exorcism. That's the terrain on Shallot. And Blink and Stump from Dave should secure the kill on him. Timorous Prawn trying to turn with the Ravage, but Claps had the BKB up. So not going to be bothered by this at all. Paragon trying to hold the line with the BKB.
There's
gonna run away.
left on that Aegis. Paragon has to play very carefully at this point.
Special Forces trying to chase here. Dave trying to go for the stun of Timorous Prawn, but doesn't get it off. Does slow down Paragon with the shard pop there on the epicenter pulse. Gets shackled by Chrono. Claps gets hacks, does not have the damage to put out. Finger going out on Dave, is not killing.
That is the Aegis down. I think there's only about 10 or 15 seconds left on that. I'm not sure if that was a mistake, to be honest.
Close there. Paragon trying to stand here, actually doing a lot of damage with all these squills coming out. Gets ward trapped by Chrono, but it turns out to be KBJ trapped in these wards rather than Paragon. As Claps gets taken out as well, and that is a full 5-man wipe for Goon Special Forces.
The page. That's the report. That's the report. He goes in the emu stack. Page stealers.
And definitely not the fight Goon Special Forces were looking for. Managed to take away the Aegis from Paragon, but not much else.
Now all the ult shoots by Radiant team, they have nothing left to commit. Meanwhile, you've got Paragon. He's just permanently running at you now. Doesn't care.
Paragon is an absolute beast right now. He's got the Vanguard, Aghanim Scepter, Black King Bara, and the Eternal Shroud all up.
He's hitting for like 480 damage. He just doesn't give a crap.
He's essentially just holding a rapier right now.
Yeah. Who needs a 6,000 gold item? Just a few quill sprays.
They're gonna run straight up this high ground, and as you mentioned, Goon Special Forces have nothing left to defend this. Trying to do what they can, but Chrono gets caught by the Nimbus. Almost goes down to that alone. Dave goes in with stun, charges up the epicenter. They get Shallot. Got some good damage out on Timorous Prawn with the Macro Fire, but as we said, Paragon tearing through these heroes, not giving a hoot about any of these Goon Special Forces heroes. It's Goon Special Forces trying to go for everyone else, knowing they can't kill this Bristleback right now. As he gets low on mana though, they might have to jump here. They get the stun. Managed to get him.
Well, they
Rest
have
of
no catch. They
work in
can't
progress
catch
are running
anything.
for their lives, trying to minimize the losses. Clash charges forward, does not see random guy in the trees, even though his ghosts are trying to point him out to him.
Money changes hands.
Trying to get the jump on Volcani here. Volcani committing the Glimmer Cape, trying to run away.
Oh, he got the juke
And
off.
gets the juke off. Klaus goes the wrong way, does not find him.
So this is where
So
he has to be careful now. Perspec does need to sort of be careful because KBJ will start to hit hard. Those crits are no joke. You think you've got a Chaos Knight pinned down, you're gonna kill him off. Crit procs. He's back up to like 50% health. It is ridiculous.
KBJ is still working on the Satanic, has not been able to complete it yet.
That is very unfortunate, unfortunately. He's not far
Only
off
level
it.
17. He's not going to be able to stand up to these
Now he did have a
these
courier
work in
to
progress
get
scores
killed
right now.
earlier. And what was on his courier? Where is his courier? Ah, it's over by the secret shop.
He's over at the secret shop trying to get this Reaver as soon as he gets the gold for it. Still 500 off.
You are right, sir.
Timorous Prawn close to finishing his Aghanim Scepter on the Tide Hunter.
So I think at this point, if I was Clavs, he's got the shard. That is quite a big game changer, especially against some of these guys who just want to run at you. If you get the Spirit Siphon off, they don't get a choice, they get feared. So that's a very nice play by Clavs. They also have Shadow Blade there.
Yeah, he's going for the Silver Edge, trying to get a break against his Bristleback, which is a huge problem for them. Knowing that KBJ is not going to be able to get it, he still doesn't have his second item in Satanic.
This is a full Abyssal Blade just built by Paragon.
Oh yeah, that's definitely going to help him stay alive in these fights. 3000 health on the Bristleback now. Absolute monster.
The one thing that does let Bristleback down though, is his lack of armor.
It's true, there is a lot of physical damage coming out from this Death Prophet Exorcism as well as the Armlet Chaos Knight. So, as we saw in the last fight, if they get the hold on him, they can actually master the damage to bring him down. He's gonna try to go for the Assault Cuirass, get himself some armor and get that physical resistance.
We have it. It is 38 minutes in, and that is a Satanic built by KBJ.
Second item is online on the Chaos Knight.
Which, to be fair, it's no small item.
It's not a small item at all. It's gonna try to make use of this. Hopefully survive some of this fight and get himself some more gold.
I mean, with Armlet up, he has more HP than the
He
Bristleback.
commits the Phantasm early, gets to jump on Shallot, tries to bring him down before the fight starts, and the Glimmer Cape from Volcani actually saving him for now. Gets some heals off, but does not use any Tombstone. As KBJ gets a double kill there on Volcani and Shallot.
There must have been a
Timorous Prawn went for
miscommunication
the Ravage, but there was no follow-up. Claps charging ahead with the Shadow Bladed Exorcism. Gets revealed by the Zaps from Random Guy though. Gets taken down. KBJ trying to follow, but runs into Paragon, which is a wall he can't break right now. Gets taken out as well.
So I think there's definitely some miscommunication there from the teams. Because you had Paragon, he was running away, he wasn't ready to fight. Meanwhile, the rest of his team were going straight forward, and that's what cost Shallot and Volcani their lives.
Shallot actually committing the buyback, wanted to force this issue with both these scores of Goon Special Forces being down.
Well, if we look at buyback,
Still has the Tombstone, commits it to cover the assault on this barracks.
there is no buyback on the raid.
There's no buyback on either of them.
KBJ. Thinking at least one, maybe two lanes of Vax.
They're good to definitely go on here. There's still 30 seconds left on class. And even if they don't know whether this buyback is down, they're gonna want to try and force it.
They are going for it. You can't
Paragon
really
charging
stop
ahead
this
does
at
not
this point. You have to commit everything
take
on him.
a lot of damage from this tower at all and deals a load of it back. Mith goes in with force up into the Macropyre, trying to hold this tower.
It looks like they will
And
hold
going to
it.
be able to
KBJ.
repel. Work in
Class is
progress for
coming back
now.
up, so they do have to be a bit more careful here. They know exorcism is always a risk, although it's not up for another 35-40 seconds. Tier 4 items starting to be farmed. What do we have for each team so far? Let's have a look.
Havoc Hammer dropping for Paragon. That's a big strength item. It's gonna hold on to that for now.
Well, we have the Timeless Relic and the Witchbane for the Radiant team. Timeless Relic is currently sitting on Clavs.
Could be worth taking the Witchbane on one of these heroes to get rid of these sinuses that Clash is throwing out.
Agreed, yes.
They have a lot of heroes which are burdened by those.
Well, Zeus is kind of loving the cast range, so I can understand that a little bit. I'd probably pick it up on the Undying, to be honest.
Yeah, currently holding on to the Quickening Charm. Trying to get that cooldown reduction on the Tombstone. So they're going for another rush here. Probably going to be able to take it, although...
Well, I think they know about
the
this
Special
one,
Forces is going to try to move into this. You seem aware of this. Clash committing the Exorcism, going on Shallot here. Shallot bearing the brunt of a lot of these early fights. Clash does his best to make mayhem in the front here, trying to get his team in. As KBJ gets to jump on Shallot, takes down another, but Clash goes down as well as Chrono. Timorous Prawn taken out by Yognot, but he in turn goes down to a random guy. As KBJ is fighting for his life here against Paragon, but does not have the damage, gets taken out. Mith trying to help him out, but to no avail as Paragon walks away.
So I think that there was just the inexperience from KBJ on the carry. He was not familiar with the armor toggling, he was fighting towards the end though, quite a bit of it off. I think might have been a bit of a game changer, might be able to take down Paragon.
Yeah, definitely the lack of experience from KBJ playing these +1 heroes
I think
coming into play here.
With practice though, definitely.
Absolutely. Paragon goes back in for this Rose, is back up to full with the Regen Rune, and is going to look to take this.
Yeah. We're trying to skip over that part. We're giving the benefit of the doubt here. Don't be that guy. This is your team here, we're trying to be nice to them. So far, it's been an admirable defence by the Goon squad. But this is a team who, let's be honest, okay, they have who is considered probably the bottom of the barrel in terms of skill for the in-houses. They're at the lower end. They've got a couple who are exceptions. Obviously you've got Clavs, mid laner. You have our off laner in Dave, who is a bit of a wild card. But no one was expecting this team to actually do well. And they are putting up 2 valiant games against players who would be considered as the better team.
Trying their hard shot and actually working up a decent lead in both the start of both games, but not being able to hold on to it in either case. It's work in progress. Now goes up on the high ground with a 25k gold lead, with the Aegis ready on Paragon. Chrono will try to go in on him, but Chrono immediately gets blown up by the damage from random guy. Shallot takes a lot of damage from Clash, but they do. And it's KBJ actually. KBJ gets taken out. Clash trying to go for Volcani in the back lines, doesn't get him, gets killed.
That's GG.
That's 4 heroes down on Goon Special Forces with only Dave Yognot having buyback.
That was a lot of burst damage. I don't think they got enough to stop
Volcani actually goes down to what was presumably snipes. Drops the XD in chat.
Yeah, I think they know.
Actually gives buyback to Chrono, but it's probably not gonna matter.
The lads, they've had fun. That's good. I would say it's been a very solid series by both teams.
Good natured tips coming out from the boys. Love to see it. Random guy trying to get some pop sets. Mith in the fountain here. It's the buyback from Dave Yognot, and that's not Dave, it's Volcani buying back.
There is no epicenter unfortunately, so they could try one last play maybe, because they haven't actually taken that third lane of Rax.
Chrono gets a long range shackle on Paragon, but immediately gets cancelled by a random guy. Gonna try to hold this ancient to the very end, but it's gonna be an uphill battle to say the least.
Well, KBJ
They
has
got
come
the
back.
hold on Paragon, but he still has that Aegis. trying to take it away from him, but Volcani comes in with the stun, keeps the scary safe. As Timorous Prawn is just hammering this ancient, he wants to end this game. Turns on to KBJ, gets the Tendrils of the Deep. Another tombstone coming out from Shallot. Chrono goes down. Just Mith and Class here as the buyback comes in from Dave. Class in the backline with the BKB, trying to find anything. Finds Volcani, but that's all they find. Is GG is called by KBJ.
A cracking game by the lads.
Work in progress takes the series 2-0.
It was an expected outcome, but my god, did they have to work through it.
Absolutely. Goon Special Forces putting up a valorous defense against Work in Progress here, but just coming up short in the end.
It is. It's a credit to both lads. They've played really well. There was definitely a chance for them to actually win both games there, which was very impressive in my eyes. Was not expecting that. I think credit to the lads. A great game.
MVP for this game, I would have to tend towards Random Guy with the 12-0-26, turning up with the perfect game.
That is a scoreline you can't disagree with. Yep, I would definitely go MVP there, Random Guy, no doubts.
Cracker
I'm not going to do LVPs, I'm not that guy.
Just short of the 60k hero damage.
Oh.
It's a huge performance by him there.
Nobody had the has 6k. So, a great game. Absolute stomping game. Right, it has been an absolute pleasure having you, Cast and me.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I had a great time.
Hopefully, gentlemen, you've all enjoyed the stream. This is it for me tonight. Hopefully I'll be able to cast some more later on. But thank you all for hanging up and sticking around with me. And I'll catch you all later.